Hello, good people. I'm here in my bedroom this time to do this positive post. For those who follow me on social media, you'll know that I do positive posts frequently to just help bring positivity to people's lives. So for today, I wanted to give a sort of presentation on the concept of Zion. So the title of this presentation is called "Qualities of a Zion People." It's related to Unit 7 of my restoration class. The discussion there, it treats Zion, gathering of Israel, and the law of consecration. One major concept that's related to this is the various definitions of Zion. And the type of doctrine that this is, it's a supportive doctrine. It just helps us live the gospel of Jesus Christ better. So to give some background, back in Joseph's day, many people believed that Zion was a place that we had to physically build. There were urbanization plans for the city and everything. But unfortunately, this was prevented from ever happening. And now in present day, things are changing. Bruce R. McConkie, in one of his General Conference talks, said this, quote, "We were directed in the day of Joseph Smith to do one thing with reference to the gathering of Israel and the building up of Zion. Today, we are counseled to turn away from the past and to do something entirely different." So what would this different thing be? Leads me to believe that we're not all gathering in one place anymore. Instead, this gathering is now more of a mental unification. So, so to build on that, what qualities should we develop to mentally unify ourselves? Doctrine and Covenants, section 59, verses 15 and 16 said this: "And inasmuch as ye do these things," meaning keeping various covenants, such as loving the Lord, keeping the Sabbath day holy, "inasmuch as ye do these things with thanksgiving, with cheerful hearts and countenances, the fullness of the earth is yours." So not only should we follow and obey the various commandments of the Lord, we should do so with a cheerful and glad heart, with our own willingness. There's another section, section 58, verses 25 and 27, 25 through 27, excuse me, that talks more about agency. It says, "Wherefore let them bring their families to this land, as they shall counsel between themselves and me. For behold, it is not meet that I should command in all things. Men should be anxiously engaged in a good cause, and bring to pass much righteousness." And I just love how Zion is based on agency and our willingness to do righteousness. And I love the way that Scott Esplin clearly listed these following qualities in his article. "The people of Zion faithfully endure trials. They obey God's laws. They exercise agency. They preach the gospel, and they purify hearts." And that purification of heart is really most important to me. There are two key concepts that we ought to derive from this. One is that people of Zion are to live in unity. They faithfully keep covenants they make at baptism and in the temple. The second concept is this: the people of Zion should act of their own will in doing righteousness. I also wanted to share a quote from the Joseph Smith papers. It says this: "We want all honest men should have a chance to gather and build up a city of righteousness," or think community, "where even upon the bells of the horses shall be written, holiness to the Lord." Now this made me think of Elder D. Todd Christofferson's talk, "The Living Bread Which Came Down from Heaven," in which he describes the community of Zion was such that on ordinary things was inscribed this phrase, holiness to the Lord. Things such as cups or bells of the horses. And he says that this act suggests how pervasive and constant our focus on holiness needs to be. Everything has to do with the desires of our heart and mind, and not simply following these steps, you know. Now, there's one more quote that I wanted to share with you that I found. It's by Jennifer C. Lane. Now, she says this in her article: Zion could not be redeemed by people who were not themselves redeemed from the natural man. The redemption of Zion required the redemption of people. So from this I drew the concept of redemption is no longer so much the returning of the promised land to the saints, but now it's become a lot more personal. As we develop these qualities, as we faithfully endure our trials, as we obey God's laws and exercise our agency in doing them, as we preach the gospel and share it with others, and as we purify our own hearts, then we will become Zion. And we will realize this one key takeaway that I got from this study. When the Lord comes again, he will dwell amid his people in Zion. Just as he received the city of Zion along with the people of Enoch, his people in Zion will be prepared to receive him at the second coming. And we will be prepared by developing those qualities. So now I ask you, what qualities do you need to develop to join the people of Zion and be prepared to receive the Lord at the last day? Think about that for a minute. And just remember, I love you all and hope you have a wonderful day today. Thank you.